Our worst experience was actually our first attempt to go to the Virgins. We left here, left Sailcraft in January. We left one day late, and so a storm overtook us in the Gulf Stream.
It was pretty rough.
And the stream and the storm were both trying to take us north, and I was very concerned about the banks, what do we call them? Hatteras. Graveyard of the Atlantic, you know.
Yeah.
So we were basically hard on the wind southbound in a northbound current. And the waves in the Gulf Stream, you know, they're pretty erratic.
Yeah.
Like a washing machine is the description, so it wasn't as...
I don't think we saw any winds over 50, maybe gusts. But we were only doing about 3 knots, and we were over canvas, but I was trying to keep her speed.
Force the boat to move.
Yeah. And the situation was so rough that when you were down below, you'd suddenly go weightless because she'd launched herself off a wave, and wham, you know, she'd come down.
So you'd come off your bunk.
And we had spent a lot of time and money on the boat in the last 4-6 years, you know, getting her ready to go cruising. And our port lights were leaking. There was seawater spraying into the boat. So we're filling her up with salt water.
Pretty ugly.
It was. And I guess I was never afraid, but I was really, really, really pissed off.
He was ticked.
Because we'd spent all this time and
effort.
money getting her ready for just this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we had
issues.
gear failures. We lost the anchor I was telling you about. We lost the wind generator. It blew right off the top of the mizzen mast. We lost single sideband radio. And then turned and came back through a second storm to get back to Oriental.
Wow.
And had some more gear failures.
The anchor, the main thing was water in the whole boat. Through the port lights were new. We put them in new in 2001.
Never had leaked a drop.
Never leaked a drop ever. But in this storm, the waves were hitting so hard against them. Between the hinges, it squirted up. And I'm like, I was like almost embarrassed to show Don this is what was going on down there. And Don, I hate to tell you this, but look.
As a result of that, she's a much better boat.
Yeah.
Because we came back here to Sailcraft, actually, took everything out of the boat, dried her out,
washed everything,
rebuilt a bunch of spares that got wet, figured
salt
out how
water
to stow them better. Replaced all the broken gear, and we left the next time in April. Just had a nice ride down to Virgins.
Which must have been great!
Yeah.
Yes, it was. It was lovely.
The thing about storms is it's all relative to you and your boat and your experience. So by the time we left the Caribbean, if the forecast was 35 knots and 8-footers, we would go. You know, whereas before we left,
we wouldn't have left with
25 4-footers, we were having second thoughts.
Raises your threshold.
Yeah.
Well, you understand your boat.
Become more comfortable with it and develop more confidence in the boat.
Yeah.